Hello and welcome to American Theater Graduate Seminar's final presentation. My name is Julia Listengarten. I'm professor of theater and artistic director in the School of Performing Arts at the University of Central Florida. I'm also one of the organizers of UCF's Big Read programming. For our final today, we will be reading a new play titled The Place That Made You, written by Darcy Parker Bruce, who joins us today for the reading and a following talkback. The Place That Made You was selected for the Pegasus Play Lab Festival in conjunction with UCF's NA Big Read programming, which this year offers various literary and artistic initiatives in celebration of the 30th anniversary of the publication of Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried. Today's final presentation will be structured as follows. The reading of The Place That Made You will take approximately an hour and a half and will be followed by a 30-minute talkback facilitated by two graduate students, Sage Tokach and Sam DeRosa. Except for the readers, everyone's video and microphone should be turned off during the reading. For the talkback, you may turn the video on. If you have a question, please signal in the chat box and the facilitators will call your name. A video of the recording will be available later this week on the Big Read website, where you can also find a list of upcoming programs, including Darcy's talk this Thursday at 12 p.m. Thank you all for joining us for today's presentation. I will now turn it over to the performers. Thank you.
The Place That Made You, Darcy Bruce. Part 1, it's the American dream, man. Pity the nation whose people are sheep and whose shepherds mislead them. Pity the nation whose leaders are liars, whose sages are silence, and whose bigots haunt the airwaves. Pity the nation that raises not its voice except to praise conquerors and acclaim the bully as hero, and aims to rule the world with force and by torture. Pity the nation that knows no other language but its own and no other culture but its own. Pity the nation whose breath is money and sleeps the sleep of the too well-fed. Pity the nation. Oh, pity the people who allow their rights to erode and their freedoms to be washed away. My country, tears of thee, sweet land of liberty. Lawrence Ferlinghetti. Scene 1, God bless our troops. Two men sit in front of an auto repair shop, an old auto repair shop that, like the town it inhabits, has seen better days. A big sign in the window reads, God bless our troops. One man is old, the other is young. The younger is Jonah. He's smoking a cigarette and he's covered in oil from repairs. The older man is Bud. He's drinking a Bud Light. It's early evening. They've just closed up shop for the day.
Pass me a can.
Grunts but passes the can. Pops it open, takes a sip.
Shit day, huh?
Grunts and drinks his beer.
Too hot to be living under cars. Gonna be hot tomorrow too. Too hot for suits, don't you think? Tomorrow's gonna be too hot for suits.
Grunts.
I hate August. Tomorrow we could carpool. Take the Camry. The air works good. I was gonna work on that Volvo a little more and then find some dinner. Are you hungry? I haven't seen you eating. You gotta eat, old man. Snaps buy you pasta at least, right? Cheese slices, bread. I got $20. I could grab us tacos.
Grunts.
Chinese.
Grunts.
Burgers. All right, burgers. Classic American. Covered in oil from European cars while chowing on Big Macs. Sounds about right. So carpooling?
I need the room.
What room?
I need it back.
He finishes his beer.
End of the week. You can't stay here anymore. Find somewhere else. After the funeral, it'll just be, you have to go.
You're not serious.
I need it back.
I don't have anywhere to go.
You're young, you'll land on your feet. That's what happens.
What do you mean, what happens?
Someone pulls the ground out from under you, you land on your feet.
But you don't really need the room.
I need it for... I'm not your dad.
I know that.
I'm not your dad and I need the room. Finish your beer. You pay for dinner and you can stay through the weekend. See? I'm not all bad.
No, you're a real Mother Teresa. I can't believe you're springing this on me. I don't have anywhere to...
Call that girl of yours.
She's not my girl.
Young kids like you are always sleeping.
I'm 30. Forget it. I know you're not my dad, but you're the closest thing I got. I mean, she was my sister. And you're just gonna push me away because what? I remind you of her?
I won't have to explain myself to you.
We both miss her. What if we just gave it some time?
Time.
Snort.
Yeah. Time.
Spent all of my time waiting for her to come home.
We just
And now she's not
let
coming.
it land and realize that you and me, bud, we're all we got.
So it's time to face facts. Ain't got a family. And seeing you is just gonna extrapolate that or whatever it is.
Exacerbate.
Fancy college kid.
Community college isn't fancy, it's affordable.
You know what I mean. You're fancy. You're too fancy. Even covered in motor oil, you always thought you were too good for this life. Gotta try and get out. Too good for this town. Too good for the army.
That's not true.
Too good to go with her and keep her safe.
I would have, in a heartbeat, I would have.
Think you're too good for all of us. Won't even apply for snaps when you know you could use them.
I get by just fine. I'm not too good for the army. They think they're too good for me. I would have gone with her to fight a war I don't believe in.
Watch your mouth.
That doesn't want me. Get it? Got nothing to watch anymore. You're leaving me like everyone else. Fine. I can take care of myself. I don't need you.
You're gonna need me to write a recommendation for it.
My job too?
You gotta understand. It's hard to...
Say it.
It's not about you.
But it is about me. You're kicking me out of your life. It's about me.
It's too damn hard. I can't keep it going on my own. I'm too old. Gotta retire sometime.
So what do I do now? Get a job at a fast food chain?
Don't be an idiot. You got skills.
You're a coward.
You watch your mouth.
You're just a coward, old man.
Serve 2 tours in Nam. You got no idea.
You're still a coward. You can't look at me. You can't have me around because I remind you.
I'm not a coward. You got no idea what it's like to give everything you got for your country.
Gesturing to the sign in the window.
Yeah. Yeah, God bless the American military. What the hell have I, what the hell have they ever done for either of us other than killing?
You have no idea.
No. And I didn't get to find out, did I?
And you don't know what it means to die for your country.
I didn't get to do that either, did I?
Ben, she knew what it meant, the price.
Listen, forget it. I'll go. Buy your own dinner, old man. All I got is a futon and a hot plate. I'll be out by tomorrow night after the funeral. Just give me till after the funeral. I'll send you my address when I land wherever. You can send me my last paycheck.
Jonah and Bud face off, and there's energy that builds, and it's almost gets physical, but Jonah deflates. Fuck it. Not worth it. I'll go it on my own. Maybe Jonah throws his can, kicks the wall. Had a burst of anger. Jonah exits. Scene 2. Overture. In the in-between. The next morning. Darkness. Then in the darkness, a low buzz. A neon sign flickers. Goes out. Lights up. Maybe the sign says Coca-Cola. Bud Light. All American. The vibe should be specifically American. One by one, an orchestra of vintage Americana, side of the highway, tiny town pilgrimage, digs and dives. They light up the night, these signs are, and all around them. The stars. Ben enters. She's wearing an Army Ranger uniform. Maybe she's covered in dust and plaster. She's eating a burger. Can ghosts eat burgers? She's ravenous. Eats the whole thing in 3 gulps like some kind of animal. And when it's just the napkin, she licks it clean. Gets all the grease. Crumbles it up and tosses it anywhere.
America. Nothing more American than beef, I think. God, I was hungry. God. Bless American dads. I stole that from a barbecue on my way here, and that dad really knew how to grill. Maybe that was my last hamburger. The last burger I'll ever eat. Because I can feel myself getting less and less corporal. Maybe you know the feeling?
She takes out a cigarette and lights up.
I've realized something.
She savors the cigarette, watches the smoke.
I've realized a truth about America and what it means. America is glory, and flashing neon signs and obsessing about decades past being better than we are right now. America is mountains and land and factories, poodle skirts and leather jackets and roller skates. America is dying for what you believe in, for the sake of glory and distant politicians. America is a dream. An orchestra of vintage Americana, side of the highway, tiny town pilgrimage, digs and dives. Something for everyone. Something from nothing. Giving it your all. Giving it all up to have it later. If you make it to later. I love this country. Our backyard barbecues, our back roads and beer cans, our liberty. Want to know how much I love it? I died for it.
The sun is beginning to rise. She finishes her cigarette. This should take a while. Sitting in silence, watching the sun rise.
The sun is rising. It's going to be a beautiful morning. Night is slinking off to another part of the world, and that sun, she's getting ready to shine all day. Welcome to Piedmont. This little town didn't mean anything to anybody till someone dropped a casino down in the middle of it, and now it still doesn't mean much. Just a stepping stone on the way from one addiction to the next. But I love this sleepy town. See that sign in the window of the auto shop? God bless our troops. I saw that right before I died. When the world behind my eyes went dark, those letters burned. Guess I was blessed.
Jonah enters, wearing a black tux, approaches the sign, folds himself up underneath it.
Thursday morning, back at the garage, clouds are parting, sun is blaring, pavements boiling, my head is pounding. Too much to drink. I think I'm still drunk. Why did I even come back here?
August 25th, 2016. Hottest day of the summer so far. Look at that suit. Dressed to the nines. For what? For me?
I'm on my way to a funeral. First time inside a church in, well, a long time. But first, I need some light, some hope. I need to know if there's a future past the breaking point. Past the moment when everything behind my eyes went dark.
Jonah searches his pockets, finds a crumpled piece of paper, unfolds it.
What does he know about darkness?
A shift, a small airless room, a rigid wooden chair. Ben is drawn to the chair. Jonah begins to read from the paper. In the small room, Ben sits in the chair.
Elegy for a missing body. A body that went missing. A body, well, it's not missing. We know where it is. We know where she is. Under rubble, under concrete and sand. Over water and seas that keep us too far from one another. Over earth that won't open up to let her body in. Drowning in a room somewhere, choking on politics that mean nothing to anyone. Too many moments, too many sounds, and everything, everywhere, darkness abounds.
Compelled and entranced by the room where she died.
A moment ago, a cacophony of sound. The world collapsed on itself, on us and on me. But now, I can see through everything, straight to the stars. It's wonderful. It's magnificent. Now I can see every constellation. After I died, the first star I saw, I thought to myself, now I can leave this room. Now I can see my way home.
She gets up, crosses to the garage.
My old man's shop.
Hand on the brick.
So we don't get you back. So what good is anything anymore? What good is it? And everyone knows I'm going to get up there and everyone knows.
What do they know?
That it is my fault you're dead.
Checks his watch.
Shit, I'm late.
Wait.
He shoves his elegy in his pocket.
Great day for a funeral.
As he's leaving, he finds the napkin, picks it up, stares at it for a second, and then chucks it. He's gone.
Just like that, huh? Gone just like that?
She looks around.
We're all so blessed it's coming out of our ears. We're the bravest kids this world has ever seen. 30 and working, but living at home, or dying in the trenches, all for too little money and debts we can't pay.
She considers herself.
Or paid too much for. Time to say goodbye, I guess.
Scene 3, a funeral without a body. A podium, a chair, an American flag. Jonah, again, still in his tux. He studies his elegy like it has the answer to every question written down. Bud enters. He's wearing a suit, but it's not black. Not particularly expensive and not in great shape, but much like the old man. He hovers around Jonah for a moment, almost, but he doesn't know what to say or how to say it, so instead he shovels off and takes his seat. Jonah is maybe still drunk.
Jonah?
Mr. Franklin.
A couple of chairs arranged in rows, facing a coffin we can't see. Emily and Brendan enter. They sit. Emily is pregnant. Brendan helps her sit. He is wearing an EMT uniform. Emily and Brendan have an air of distance between them, like maybe they were never really that close, but have only just begun to realize.
How are you feeling?
Fine. Just fine. A little nauseous. Always, but I'm okay.
A smile.
Good. Good. This is strange.
I hate this.
Closed casket funerals feels unfinished somehow.
I don't know what to think of her. Under rubble somewhere?
All that stone, plaster, concrete.
This is horrible.
Maybe we should leave. It might be bad for the baby.
Baby should learn what grief is. There's no shortage of it.
Sure. I'm gonna check on Jonah.
Brendan,
Yeah?
be gentle.
I'm gentle.
Be kind.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant. People can come to me.
She rests her hand protectively on her stomach, sits next to Jonah.
Hey. How you holding up, man?
Ben enters. She scans the room. She sees the casket, quickly turns away. She sees Emily, moves towards her, sits next to her, places her hand gently on Emily's stomach. Emily gets the chills.
Not good, Brendan. Not good.
Yeah, man, this sucks.
I don't know if I can do this.
You're not doing it for you. You're doing it for her. For Ben. And Emily. And fucking Bud.
Fucking Bud. Did you hear?
You're what?
He's still in the shop. Kicked me out last night. Can't sit with his ghost while the rest of us has to.
Jonah, maybe lower your voice?
Why? It's true, isn't it?
Told you, son, watch your tone.
Don't call me son.
You need to calm down or you're not welcome here.
What are you gonna do? Kick me out of everywhere?
You drank too much last night, man. You're still drunk.
Trying to calm Jonah.
Fuck you, Brendan. You too, Bud. You don't get to kick me out.
Calm down, both of you.
Ben approaches Jonah. She grabs his shoulder. Jonah slumps.
Good. Okay, Jesus. Let's just get through this, okay? Then we can all go our separate ways. No one wants to be here. This sucks for everyone. What is this about you selling the shop, bud?
You're tiring. I'm an old man. Don't have to explain. Closing up, selling, moving.
Where?
I don't know. Somewhere warmer, somewhere less haunted.
Coward.
That's it. I want him out of here.
Hey, everybody calm down.
No, it's fine. I don't care. I'm done. I don't want to be here.
Jonah,
She struggles to stand.
Relax, Emily. It's fine.
where are you going?
Elegy?
You say goodbye to an empty casket. That's not her. She's not here. I'm not going to say goodbye to her where I'm going to say goodbye to her where it'll matter. And I'm going to face my fucking ghost.
Get out. Get out. This is a private memorial. You get out. Yelling and
Fine.
screaming and cussing.
Fine,
You've
I'm
got no respect. No respect at all.
Right. I see you, old man. I know what this is about. You don't have to face your ghosts now, but they're coming for you. You can't leave them behind when you move.
Emotion. Then a stillness.
I'll come by. After. I'll help you pack.
Jonah exits. Ben almost follows, lets him go.
Is it that hard to get your shit together?
Brendan,
He was drunk. You don't come to your best friend's funeral drunk. You just don't.
he's trying. Brendan, isn't that what matters?
Needs to try harder.
If he's ever gonna, figure out his shit.
Brendan, you don't know what you're talking about.
I know enough.
No, you don't.
Then enlighten me, babe. I would love to be enlightened.
Later, the service is starting.
Brendan and Emily and Bud sit. The funeral. They stand. They sit. Scene 4. O prophet, where do you go? Jonah alone. The Camry sits nearby. Ben enters. She watches Jonah. She crouches, reaches out, touches his face.
You drink too much.
He pulls a flask from his jacket.
Seem to stand on my own without a little obscurity. I'm losing myself in thoughts of myself. I'm not
You're not.
enough.
Of course you are.
Jonah cannot see Ben, but addresses the space where she is.
Hey, Ben,
Who, me?
I know what you did, and I
Jonah, I
know what you did, and I'm so grateful. Isn't that awful?
A whisper.
no.
Isn't this all just,
For out of the heart came evil thoughts.
it's getting to be too much, you know? But even now, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going from here, and I feel like I'm losing myself in myself, but hey, here's to life.
Cheers. A drink.
None of us really understand how beautiful life is. Not while we're living it. Not every second of it. And before you know it, it's too late.
The worst part, I didn't even get to give my elegy.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Pouring some out for Ben.
Here's to Ben, my sister, my friend, lifetime besties, family, without a doubt. So I'm pouring it out to you who left us too soon.
I'm right here.
You know what your dad said to me? He said, you'll land on your feet. People your age always do. I don't know if I can keep landing on my feet.
Something glorious is going to happen. You just can't see it yet. You can't see it yet, Jonah, but I can.
Ben reaches out, touches Jonah somehow, and then Jonah pulls away, as if he can feel Ben's touch. Ben is astounded. She tries some more to get Jonah's attention, but to no avail. Brendan enters.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Good.
Jonah, back there, what the hell was that?
I'm not good at goodbyes.
A stillness.
No, you're not. Look, Emily, she told me a little bit more about Leroy. We don't have to talk about it.
Brendan removes a flask,
Hair of the dog?
takes a swig.
Might as well.
They finish the flask together. This takes a little time.
I want to talk to you.
Later, I gotta take care of some shit first. Gotta pack my life up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But later, okay?
Sure. The Derby?
Yeah. Taco Tuesday.
It's Wednesday.
Sure.
Bud, he's angry and tired and sad. That shit, it fucks you up, you know? Makes you do and say shit that you don't mean.
Feels like he means it. Feels like getting my futon is happening.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Well, see you tonight.
Jonah exits. A moment, and then Brendan exits too. Ben remains.
I want to hear my eulogy.
Scene 5. Moving out. Back at the garage, Jonah is gathering his belongings, a hot plate, some shirts, the futon. A knock at the door. Emily enters. She is carrying a plastic bag. She walks to the futon and sits with a groan.
Hey,
Hey,
About earlier.
Don't. It's fine. Everyone's a mess. So what are you gonna do?
What do you mean?
I mean, you don't have, where are you gonna live? Where are you gonna work?
Oh, I don't know. I was kind of hoping, can I stay with you?
I don't think that's a good idea.
It'll just be for a few nights, just till I find a place, get back on my feet, until I can figure my shit out. Emily, please.
Listen, I'll talk to Brendan.
I know you told him about.
I did. I had to, Jonah.
It's fine.
Look, he feels bad.
Oh, does he?
He does, Jonah. He's an EMT. His job is helping people, protecting people.
Yeah.
He wants to help you.
She
Here.
gets a bag.
Here. I brought you a present.
What is it?
Tampons and boxed macaroni. I just thought, food and essentials. I don't need the tampons right now anyway, so.
I don't need this. I mean, I can get my own things. I got a job.
Oh, where?
That McDonald's across from the Stop and Shop, just for now. I'll find something better, but for now, it's something and it pays, so.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
I mean, what are you doing? You've worked at the shop with Bud for almost 10 years. You know your shit. Find another garage. Don't work at fucking McDonald's.
Don't swear you're pregnant.
They can't hear me.
And don't call the baby it. They're a baby. They're a person, a whole person inside of you who needs you to be there in a motherly way. And
Jonah, it's my baby. I'll call it what I want.
wow, look at you. You're really pregnant, huh? Emily, hey,
Stop being weird.
I'm not weird. I want to know.
No.
Never mind.
I'm married now, Jonah. I'm married and Ben is dead and Bud is closing the garage and everything is different. I need to think about the future. I finally feel like the ground is under my feet and maybe it's gonna stay like that for a while. I want you to get that too.
Yeah, me too. Everything is changing. Everything is different. For all I have left,
Brendan says you can stay. He says you can talk about it tonight.
Okay.
A couple of nights though. That's it.
Okay.
Scene 6. One last drink at the edge of the world. A bar. Jonah and Brendan are doing shots and chasing them with beer. They have been at it a little while.
So Emily told you?
Shot! Yeah, not everything, but
Not everything.
Chase, like, I don't know, she skipped the gory details.
Gory details.
Chase! Yeah, I don't know, she said Leroy, he beat you up. She implied assault, Jonah.
Oh, she said.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yes, it is, but we don't.
A double shot for that. Now, we don't have to, like,
Talk about it. No.
I'm sorry,
It's fine.
it's not
No, I guess
fine.
it's not, but whatever. I mean, it's in the past.
I went to his funeral.
We all did.
Ben left out.
Oh, did she?
I meant that because she was not, because You know what I'm saying?
Sure, Brandon. Shot.
Chase!
Don't tell anyone, okay?
Of course not. You know, I like you, Jonah. You're a hard worker.
Thanks.
And you've been there, for her in the past.
Sure.
I get it. Life hasn't been easy for you. I get it. You two, well, you three, you were close. But you gotta leave her alone.
Jonah protests.
Fine. It's fine. Because I know you're not stupid. That's like your thing, right? You're not stupid. You're like different, like the gay thing. And
I'm not gay.
take a shot.
Jonah takes a shot.
You know what? I shouldn't be here. I'm sorry I asked, Brendan.
Jesus Christ, you're so sensitive. Sit. Drink. You need somewhere to go? You're not gonna go sleep in that Camry?
I have before.
A long pause. Brendan takes a long drink.
And not anymore. You're like
He's reorganizing Jonah.
a brother to her. So if you're like a brother to her,
Then you and I?
yeah, man, see, you get me? You and me, we're like, well, I'm like your brother.
Your brother's Brendan.
And if Emily loves you like a brother, and I love Emily,
I like where this math is heading.
our couch is your couch until you find someplace safe.
Thank you.
You're not sleeping in that Camry. That's how people get raped. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Drink.
Bottoms up. Thanks for the roof.
You got it. So, on the record, now that we, a little closer than we were before, think you can talk to her about me? Maybe, maybe you're really grateful that I'm letting you stay. And so maybe you tell her, then she can.
Someone's mad at you too?
Nothing major. You'll talk to her?
Yeah.
Good man, Jonah. Drink!
A phone call. Brendan answers.
Who's that? Is it Emily? I want to talk to her.
He motions for Jonah to shut up.
Calm down. I don't understand. Hang on. I'm going outside.
Brendan exits in a rush. Ben enters in a rush. Ben sits across from Jonah. Maybe she does a shot. How corporeal is she feeling? Jonah is worried. He pulls out a pack of cigarettes and sticks one unlit in his mouth.
I don't think that's good news. On the phone.
They sit together for a moment. Brendan enters, slower this time.
That was Emily. I have to go.
Brendan, what's up? What's going on?
It's the baby. We lost the baby.
Scene 7. What ails you? A small room. Bud is at a table, eating dinner alone. Ben enters. She pulls out a chair. She sits next to him, watches. Silence. In the background, some news of the war.
He's eating dinner. It's 5:30. He eats dinner at 5:30 every night. Pasta, always pasta. Sometimes sauce, sometimes butter, but pasta. Pasta is cheap. You can use his snaps on pasta. Pops, hey. Hey, Pops, can you? Nope. I'd be really worried that I'm gone for real, forgotten. I don't know, but super dead. Except I'm pretty sure, I'm thinking Jonah, well, you saw how he, when I touched him, he pulled away, right?
Bud finishes dinner. gets up to wash his dishes, sits on the couch. The TV is still playing in the background. After some time of just darkness and shadows and news of foreign war, Ben sits next to him.
Hey, old man. Hey, Pops. How's the biz? How's life here in the middle of nowhere? Hey, don't listen to that shitbox. They're not telling you anything, not really. Not what you need to know. You should. I don't know, watch reruns or something. Lighten the mood. The mood is too heavy, bud. Emily lost her baby. Did you hear? Nah, not yet. Still dark. Maybe we just sit here? Maybe we can just sit here on this smelly couch and listen to newscasters chat about shit they don't understand. I love you. I love you. I need you to know I wanted to come home.
They sit in silence. They begin to fall asleep to the warm glow of the box. A knock at the door. Bud startles awake, gets up, answers. It's Jonah.
Hey,
What are you?
Emily lost her baby.
Oh,
A silence.
Can I
no.
Dad, let him in.
please? I needed to say, I get it. And I'm sorry. I think this whole situation sucks, but losing a kid, that's the end of it. And I understand why you need to go and why I can't go with you. I wish you would have let me, I don't know. I wish, but it's fine. I get it. I'm gonna land on my feet.
You're not staying there with them? Not tonight?
No, I'm gonna sleep in the Camry.
You can have the couch.
No, it's okay. I'm gone. That's it. I just wanted to say, yeah. Bye.
Wait.
He has a Bible. On top of the Bible rests a gun.
These are for you. Ben, she would have wanted you to...
What?
You know, before Leroy came around, your mother was a good... And before Leroy, I'd see her at church sometimes, and well, your name, it's not an accident. Maybe if you read that passage, you won't feel so, angry.
And the gun?
You know that she did that for you.
I didn't know you.
I'm her father. I knew. You take that, you get rid of it. You do right by her. I don't want anyone sniffing around here tying that back to my daughter. You understand?
Yes, sir.
A long silence. Jonah turns to leave.
Jonah.
Yeah?
I'm sorry you didn't get to. That I didn't give you the chance to. That was wrong of me.
Yeah, it was.
He remembers he's got a bag.
Oh, Bud, here, I got you some vegetables and shit. You should eat something, not fried sometimes.
He leaves it. Bud stays still. Jonah leaves. Bud takes the bag, closes the door, sits down on the couch, opens the bag.
Look at this. A never-ending cycle of violence. Wars all over, and we can't seem to put a damn one of them out. Maybe it's better you died.
Who? Me?
He doesn't turn the TV off. but it fades into the darkness as Ben sits next to him. Scene 8, the realm of the dead. Jonah sits on the hood of the Camry. He lights a cigarette, inhales, exhales, looks at the Bible, looks at the gun. The Bible's got a bookmark in it. Jonah opens to the marked page. Maybe his relationship to the gun changes as he reads.
Now the Lord provided a huge fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. From inside the fish, Jonah prayed to the Lord his God. He said, "In my distress, I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From deep in the realm of the dead, I called for help, and you listened to my cry. You hurled me into the depths, into the very heart of the seas, and the current swirled about me. All your waves and breakers swept over me." He wanted to die and said, "It would be better for me to die than to live." But God said to Jonah, "Is it right for you to be angry?" "It is," he said, "and I'm so angry I wish I were dead." Me too, man. Me too.
Another drag of the cigarette. On exhalation, the smoke twists in on itself, grows to surround, fills the space. Jonah is lost in his head and doesn't notice, but the smoke is becoming something other than something large, and for a moment, the smoke becomes a whale. And then it's gone. He considers the gun and puts it down.
What a fucking day.
Jonah drinks and drinks and drinks. Somewhere else, Emily and Brendan. Jonah can see Emily, even though she's nowhere near him. He watches.
When is the bleeding supposed to stop? Oh, I called Dr. Frey. They can see you tomorrow. They can induce tomorrow. Jesus. 5 months, that's... I thought we were out of the woods, Em. I thought that... I'm sorry, but I just... Well, here, lie down. Just try to sleep. Get through one night. Whatever you need, I'll get it, okay? Ice cream, all yours. Blankets, I've got them all. These little, like, what are these? I don't even know. They're like heating stickers for your, like... Can I?
No. Where's Jonah?
Oh, shit. I left him at the bar. I'm not sure.
Where is he going to sleep?
I'll find him.
No, don't leave.
Okay. Okay. I'm right here.
What am I doing here?
Ben enters, reaches out to Jonah.
Hey,
I had too much to drink.
Jonah.
Maybe I've been crying too much. My eyes are so tired. They don't know what to look at, you know?
Jonah, stop babbling. It's me.
Jesus. Even your mouth, the way the left side goes up higher when you smile. Jesus, that stupid freckle on your nose. Ben?
Jonah, can we?
They hug, and it's pretty corporeal.
Oh, this is unreal. I must be pretty fucked up right now, huh? I don't even care. It's just nice to see you.
Maybe we're both sleeping. Maybe we're asleep.
You know you're not asleep, right, Ben?
Yeah. Yeah, I know that.
What does it feel like?
What, being dead? It's like, I'm not sure what's real. if it's this, being back home, seeing you and Dad, or if it's back there.
Back there?
Where I...
Yeah, of course.
There's less smoke here, less fire, less shouting, less noise.
Ben,
Yeah.
how long does this last?
Which part? Now? The fog? Or after? Like me in the town? Or life? Doesn't matter, I guess. Not long. Not long enough.
And when you close your eyes,
Yeah.
what do you see?
A sudden shift, a new place. What Ben is always seeing just beyond the town. Ben is isolated. A small room, a wooden chair. Jonah stands at a distance watching. Ben has a rifle. She breaks it down. She puts it back together.
Recognizing that I volunteered as a ranger, fully knowing the hazards of my chosen profession, I will always endeavor to uphold the prestige, honor, and high esprit de corps of the rangers.
A sound distant.
Hey!
She aims. Shadows dance.
Who's there?
For a long time, she is steady, searching. Then suddenly at ease. The danger has passed. There is nothing but distance and darkness and the stars, always the stars.
That's it. This is it. Shrapnel, darkness, and then shrapnel, and then...
Another sound. Ben springs to life.
Who's there? Don't move. Enemy fire! Ah!
She is in pain, holds her side. It's hard to stand. In the distance, a baby cries.
Samir? Is that...
A loud, harsh sound. The baby's cries intensify.
Samir! Samir!
Pain again.
Before this, there was an explosion. Something fell. I don't know what happened. The loudest sound I ever heard, and then my heart, and then
Her gun is missing.
Where's my gun?
Jonah reaches out, uncertain of what he's seeing, tries to comfort. Ben's wild panic.
Hey, Ben, it's okay. It's okay, don't. It's not real.
Samir? Is he?
Who's Samir? The baby? I don't know where that crying is coming from.
But this room is so small. I keep coming back here. Why can't I leave? I can't seem to. I just leave. Why won't it let me go? Why are you here? Jonah, why are you here?
Not real.
In my heart, and I can't breathe.
Jonah takes a step. Ben can see his shadow moving.
Stand still, please. Be careful.
She tries to move but can't and emits a slow, painful hiss.
I need to find my gun.
She can see Jonah.
This gun?
He holds up the gun that Bud gave him.
You left it behind.
Get rid of it. Jonah.
What?
Samir.
I don't understand.
The baby cries again. Jonah and Ben look towards the sound.
My heart is like a drum inside my chest, Jonah. I can feel it. The earth part of me is burning away. I want to go home. Jonah, bring us home.
A shift. Back to the outdoors. Just Jonah and the empty, quiet country night.
Hey, Ben? Hey!
A gentle silence. He pulls out the elegy, stares at the page.
You and me, Ben. Without you, I'm...
Jonah makes a choice. A knock on Brendan and Emily's door. Jonah stands outside.
Jonah?
I gotta see her. She needs me.
Jonah, you can't just...
Jonah?
I'm here.
Jonah pushes past Brendan and embraces Emily.
Hey.
Shh, it's okay. I'm here. I'm so sorry. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Darkness. Scene 9, a quiet porch. A quiet country back porch. From the darkness, Jonah. A Jonah of the past. He's covered in bruises, ripped shirt, balled up fists. He grabs some pebbles, throws them at a window, sits heavily on the steps, grabs the railing, leans, spits blood. Just sitting was a lot of effort. Getting here was a lot of effort. Moments pass. A light, a small light, turns off. Moments, and then slowly the back door opens. Emily. She has a wet cloth and liquor. She sits down. She takes Jonah's face. Gently, gently, she takes the cloth and cleans the blood. She leans, her forehead against his. Moments pass. This is not new. This has become a ritual. The bottle sits between them. This porch, this memory, this moment of late summer, and this dream of peace laced with violence, let us exist within this moment for as long as we need. From everywhere, all around, the stars, the stars, the stars.
Jonah,
It's okay.
it's not okay. You can't stay here like this. Is this a bite mark?
I'm leaving.
Oh,
I gotta get out of here. I don't know. I'll sleep in the woods. Ow. Leave up, buy a car, sleep in the car.
my parents won't mind. Stop moving.
Emily moves the cloth across his face. She takes the bottle, tips it against his lips. He
Jonah,
drinks.
Yeah.
it's going to change, Soon enough, we'll get out of here. Leroy?
Don't say his name.
Okay.
She holds him closer. The night goes on.
Look at those stars.
They're so bright.
So are you.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Darkness. End of part 1. Part 2. The Spirit Divine. You and me could really exist. Lawrence Ferlinghetti. Scene 1. Our beating hearts. Blinding light. The ocean. The sunrise. Ben, Emily, and Jonah.
Listen, hear that?
Hear what?
I can hear all our hearts beating.
Oh my God. You're plastered. Hammered, gone in the head.
No. Okay, yes, but also, this moment, right now, the 3 of us, this beach, everything is beautiful. I mean, look at that sunrise.
I'm looking.
Me too.
Can you hear our hearts beating?
Yeah, I can.
Past that.
A bottle is passed. They take in the ocean.
I can feel it. That early morning magic. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna do great things.
Those bruises are already fading.
Not going back to get new ones.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Don't know where I'm going, but I'm not going back.
Don't be an idiot. You're coming to my place. You and me and
Fuck and Bud.
God bless Bud.
Bud and the USA.
All right. Everyone, calm down. We're drunk.
To new beginnings.
And old friends.
To family.
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 Look at that. Look at that sunbeam. The divine and holy light of God has shone down upon us.
Here we go. The divine and holy light.
Your God loves you, even if you don't acknowledge it.
Your God can love me all day long if he wants to, but at the end of the day, he's still your God. It's easier to believe in God when he's been good to you.
It doesn't matter. He loves you all the same, just like me.
So you say.
Jonah.
Yeah.
I want to go with you when you said.
No, it's okay.
It's just that.
I know. Me too.
But no one is going anywhere, okay? Family sticks together.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Okay, you guys, shut up. Can you hear that?
What?
I can hear all of our hearts beating. I can see the divine light of the Lord.
Laughter. A shift. Emily is gone.
Jonah, can you hear me?
What?
Do you hear that baby crying?
Where is that coming from?
Samir, the son of a woman we met when I was in Syria.
Syria. You said you were going to Afghanistan.
I lied. I had to lie. That's not the point.
Where's Emily? She was right here.
Jonah, I need you to focus. Look at me.
Emily?
Jonah.
What?
Look.
What's that?
On the horizon. Swimming up and down the coast. Can't you see it?
A whale?
In the ocean, the great whale stirs. Scene 3. The house on the hill. A shift. Ben is gone. Jonah is coming out of a dream. Emily is trying to wake him. Some time has passed. A few weeks, maybe. Jonah is living with Emily and Brendan, sleeping on their couch.
Hey, Jonah, are you okay? I think you were having a nightmare. You kept saying something about a whale.
What? Oh, God. Was I sleeping?
Yeah. I'm sorry I woke you.
No, it's okay. What time is it?
It's the middle of the night.
So Ben is still...
Still?
Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Crazy dreams. They don't mean anything. I don't know.
What are you dreaming?
About Ben and, I don't know, a whale. A big white...
Okay, Abba. Maybe you need to ease off the hooch. Maybe it's time to shake off the blues and find a job working. I think all that deep frying is getting to your head. I'll see if Brendan connects around. We must know someone looking for help in the shop.
It's too late to life plan, Emily. Can't we just, sit for a minute? Let me get the ocean out of my head.
I'll be waiting forever.
Oh, what did I drink?
Easier to ask, what didn't you drink?
Where's Brendan?
Out.
Jesus. He's always out. It's freezing.
I don't like to turn the heat on until October.
We're almost there.
All righty, you homeless beggar. Quit complaining. I'll make some tea.
No, don't go out of your way for me.
Well, if you're freezing and all, it's the least I can do.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
It's fine, Jonah. Really.
Look, I'm sorry. I mean, I've got enough now in the bank. I could find a place.
No, I told you. I don't want you to leave. It's too soon.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, I won't go anywhere.
Thank you.
Where's out?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
He's never home anymore. He's sick of me.
Don't be ridiculous.
Give you guys space.
I told you to stay. You keep trying to leave. He's just have to get over it. He's gotten over everything else just fine.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Not nothing. I'm sure he's feeling it. He's got a hard time with feelings, you know?
Fine, but Jonah, what's today?
September. I don't know. Is it before or after midnight? It's the 25th. Oh, my bad.
It's the 25th. Do you remember my wedding?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
September 15th, our National Day of Mourning.
stop. The 15th?
I want to get to your point with you really, but I'm having trouble here.
He's forgetting our anniversary? No, not forgot. He ignored it. He texted me that he wanted to work on things and then...
Oh, okay. Emily, I'm sorry.
It's fine. Want a beer?
Well, of course I do.
All right, I'll have a Bud Light. All I have is Bud Light.
That'll do.
Emily brings a couple beers over to the couch.
I don't know what to do.
I think maybe just give him a little space right now. He's mourning. He lost a baby too.
You know how I felt the morning after?
No.
There ain't words to explain it, Jonah. When your baby is still inside you, but gone.
She takes a long drink.
How's your beer?
You know what they say about Bud Light, right?
No. What do they say?
Drinking Bud Light is bad for the soul, but good for the fight.
Fuck you, poet. You think he's coming back right?
Would it matter?
What?
I mean, would it really matter? If he did, couldn't you just... I mean, Brendan, he's trying, but he's never really going to get you the way, you know. Me and Ben, now Ben's gone, and all I'm saying is maybe I love you so much more than...
Jonah, stop. I can't.
God, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's been really hard.
Yeah, it has.
You know what we need?
What?
Something stronger.
She looks under the sink and comes up with a bottle of vodka.
The big guns, Em.
Why not? I can drink now. I might as well drink it all.
Yeah, you're starting to sound like me.
There are worse people to be.
Are there?
My God. Jonah, of course, you are a good person. You are the best person.
No, Brendan is the best person, and he's your person.
Emily takes a huge drink.
Jesus, slow down.
You ever think I made a mistake with Brandon, I mean?
This is dangerous water, Em. Let's not.
Jonah, I'm serious. Tell me if you think I made a mistake marrying Brendan, human tree, giant, man of the woods.
Favor of lives? Resuscitator of breath and broken hearts, the love of your life.
But is he?
Emily.
Take some.
We should slow down.
I don't want to. I've been slow. I've always been slow. I don't want to anymore. I want to.
What do you want?
I want to feel like I matter.
Of course you do. Of course you matter so much.
Why couldn't I keep it alive? Not rhetorical. What did I do wrong?
I don't know anything about pregnancy, but I know enough to understand that it wasn't your fault.
He think it was.
He told you that?
He might as well have.
Emily, it wasn't your fault.
If you say so.
Hey.
Hi.
The door opens and Brendan walks in.
Hey.
Hey.
The prodigal son has returned.
Where were you?
Work.
I thought your shift was over an hour ago.
I told you. Work, Emily. Let it go.
I mean, you could have texted me to let me know.
I don't owe you an explanation.
We're married. Of course you do.
I'm going to bed.
Brandon, wait.
I just need space right now. Okay?
Of course. Yes. Okay. Talk tomorrow?
He exits into the bedroom.
He just needs some space.
What about what you need?
Does it really matter?
Emily.
I found these.
She passes him a bundle of letters.
What are these?
Just read them. I found them earlier tonight when you were sleeping. I'll be on the porch when you're done.
Emily exits with the bottle of vodka. Jonah sits with the letters. Time passes. As he reads, there is a shift. The living room is gone. Brendan enters wearing a tux. Ben pulls up a chair next to Jonah. Ben is finally not wearing her uniform, but rather a tux, as is Jonah. The letters are gone. Emily enters wearing a wedding dress. Behind them, the waves crash. The beach surrounds. The sound of gulls.
What a gorgeous day. I can't get over it. Wow. Wow, she looks beautiful. Doesn't she look beautiful?
Sure,
Jonah.
yeah. Of course.
Oh, the water is gorgeous. This is such a nice spot. I can't believe I've never been here.
With your fancy country club membership?
Gonna have to get me a service discount on one of them.
Bud enters.
I can't believe you brought Bud as your plus one.
Why not? All my other plus ones are here, and he needs to get out more. I deploy tomorrow. Got to get all that good family time in now.
Sure. You gonna finish that?
Emily. Beautiful ceremony. And Brendan, good job. Very well done. Now don't screw it up.
I would never. Look at her.
Oh, don't look at me. Everyone else already is.
It's your day, sweetheart. They're all here to look at you, and I say let them look.
Well, they can look, but this corset is killing my tits, so I'm adjusting. You've been warned. Your mother is watching me do it. How nice.
Babe, save it for later.
I should have worn a bathing suit. We could have had a bathing suit wedding.
We could just skip the suits later and just
Oh my God, she's walking over here.
And now we're walking this way.
Oh, I'm gonna do that thing where you...
She taps her fork on her glass. Others follow.
Kiss.
Brendan and Emily kiss. They walk around to greet their guests. Bud walks over to Ben and Jonah.
Hey, Pops, take a load off.
You look sharp, Benjamin. I still don't know why you didn't wear a dress, but you look sharp.
Who needs dresses?
Beautiful day for a wedding, isn't it?
Sure.
Smile, Jonah. You're scaring the natives.
Oh, am I not smiling?
You look like someone shot your dog.
Here, have my champagne.
Pops.
It's all right, Ben. Kid just got his heart broken is all. Let him get shit-faced.
You see? I can't leave. You two can't take care of one another.
Oh, Bud doesn't need any taking care of. It's you I'm worried about. Who's gonna wipe your ass for you in Iraq?
Afghanistan. And from what I understand, they give you a medal if you can learn to do it without slowing down the team.
All right, you two, that's enough ass talk for a wedding.
Emily is behind them.
Are you kidding? Never enough ass talk at a wedding, in my opinion. Ass it up, boys.
Emily, the ceremony was great. Nice and short.
Almost like I planned it that way. You need more champagne? You need more champagne? Whose ass are we talking about here? Tell me, it's Jonah's.
Ben's ass, thank you very much. Ben's very soon to be deployed ass.
All right, ass talk, I can tolerate, but save the goodbyes for another day, for another today, because today is my day and I plan to get schwasted and only cry about legitimate wedding fears, like seeing my husband's penis for the first time. Sorry, bud.
All young women fear the one-eyed snake.
Emily, Ben, and Jonah make eye contact and lose it. Bud is very serious.
Well, you'll climb that mountain when you get to it, I guess.
More laughter.
All right, Pops, settle down. You're going to make Emily pee her dress.
Who says I haven't already?
I need to go for a walk.
He stands abruptly. A moment of awkward silence, then the chatter starts up again.
Jonah.
Man's gotta take a piss. Let him go, Ben.
Jonah?
I'm fine, Emily. I'm fine.
Jonah exits.
Yeah,
Ben stands.
I'm gonna.
No. It should be me.
Emily exits after Jonah.
Did you get the chicken or the beef?
Drink your champagne, Dad.
Elsewhere, somewhere quiet, Jonah is sitting with another glass of champagne. He fights with his tie and then tosses it to the ground. He finishes his champagne. He stares out at the sea. Emily enters.
You better slow down, kid.
Emily, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
She sits. From somewhere in her dress, she produces a flask.
Weddings are for drinking.
You really are the perfect woman.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I would.
I haven't eaten for 3 months. This is going to go right to my head.
Oh, you look beautiful.
Uh-huh. Sure. Drink.
What is that?
Blackberry Shaw Snaps.
Whoa.
I told you, swasted.
Don't you want to be, I don't know, all alert and awake for your wedding night?
No, stop that.
What?
Cut the shit, Jonah. Salkin only looks good on you when you're hitting on college girls. Right now, it makes you sound like a petulant 5-year-old. We're better than that. Pull out your tailspin. Don't ruin my wedding, Jonah. It's a June wedding, and this is not an inexpensive.
Hey.
I want you to be happy for me.
I am.
Liar. Drink.
Of course I am. Brendan's he's a good.
You can't even say it.
Brendan is, and you did, and that's just great.
Yeah. Hey, Jonah.
Yeah.
What's the most important thing?
Family. The family you make.
We're still family. You know that, right?
Cool. Of course.
I love you.
It's not the way you love him.
It's got to be different, Jonah. Don't you get that?
No. Honestly, I don't.
It's got to be different because you and I, we have too much history.
But that's exactly it. We have so much history. We've got our whole lives behind us and ahead of us.
A history of breaking each other's hearts, Jonah. You don't live anywhere.
I'm trying my best.
I know that. I do, but you can't keep running to me. My heart I can't. And anyways, it's too late. I said the words, Jonah.
No, I heard him.
A silence.
What does he have?
Stability. Jonah. He's the same person. Every day he gets up and he's the same.
Boring.
Relatable.
That's not love.
It is. It's just a different kind. He's a great guy, Jonah. You're gonna love him when you get to know him.
I mean, sure, Emily. Sure, I will.
I'm not gonna lose you. Am I?
Emily,
You promise?
cross my heart.
Silence.
It's gonna be so weird without Ben.
It is.
Every day, everything's changing so much. Every single day. Look at the ocean though. Isn't it something?
I think my whole life I have loved nothing the way I'd love to see.
A few weeks ago, some people saw a whale out there. Isn't that nuts? A whale and the sound. I don't even know why they swim close to this shore.
Well, huh?
I'd like to see one someday.
Hey.
Hmm?
Wanna dance?
Oh, I would love to.
Jonah holds out his hand and Emily takes it. Music from the ceremony plays in the background. After a few minutes, Brendan enters.
There you are. Everyone's looking for the bride, Em. We gotta have our first dance. I see you were practicing.
I was just a little nervous, bro. I was taking her through the steps is all. She's ready for you.
She spots Jonah's tie on the ground and grabs it.
Hey, can't have you going back out there looking a mess.
She places it around his neck, ties it for him. It's intimate. Brendan gets a little shifty.
There, nice and straight. You look good, Jonah.
You look perfect, Emily.
Em, come on.
I'm coming. Bye, Jonah.
Why are you saying bye? He's not leaving. He'll be here all night.
Bye, Emily.
Come on.
He puts his arm around Emily's waist and leads her off. Emily and Brendan exit. Jonah remains. Around him, the wedding fades. The music last of all. Another shift. His tux is gone. He's finishing the letters.
Fuck. Fuck!
Jonah grabs the letters, pulls the blanket around him, heads to the porch. Emily is swinging on the porch swing. She looks up when Jonah enters. Of the letters.
Emily, I didn't realize.
Neither did I. I mean, the signs were all there. But I kept telling myself, you know, you do anything to talk yourself out of something that's something like that, right? I'm an idiot.
Of course not.
Am I an idiot?
Of course not. He is.
I mean, if you Google, is my partner cheating on me? Literally, all 6 signs, he did them.
Out of his goddamn mind, Emily.
So am I guess. because I still fucking love him. Sorry, Ugh.
Can I sit?
Yeah.
I guess you have to talk to him.
Yeah. But what do I say?
Just be upfront.
Yeah. Vodka?
Yeah.
A drink. He consults the letters.
Feel good about one thing.
What?
She's shit at spelling.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Emily is getting closer to Jonah.
You make me feel better, Jonah. I know I made the wrong choice. I picked the wrong house. I would have been happier with you. In your Camry then. He's not my home. You are.
You've had too much to drink.
Sure, but I know what I want.
You don't. You're upset.
Jonah, he made his choice. Let me make mine.
She kisses him and they are close, close, close. Jonah loses himself in her hair, her smell, her touch. And it gets heated and they both want it, but take a breath. Come up for air.
Oh.
I can't. He's right inside.
Don't you understand, Jonah? I don't know. I don't feel real. Is any of this real? I'm a ghost in my own home. I'm a ghost in my own life. I don't trust anything. How do you know? Is there a guarantee ever that things will stop changing?
No, of course not. They're gonna change, but you're not a ghost. You are so beautifully alive, and
And you?
Emily.
Say it.
I have.
Say it.
Emily, and meant it.
Say it again.
Emily is very aware of the porch swing.
He built this.
What?
Oh my God. He built this swing, Brandon. He built it for us, for the first month Jonah, this is wrong. Brandon isn't perfect, but neither am I. But he's my husband, and we have a house together, and shit, someday soon, I hope we'll have kids together.
Oh, okay.
This is how it's supposed to be. Don't you understand? A house, a yard, a husband, kids. I was wrong to kiss you. I'm sorry. I can't. You need to go.
All right. I'll take a walk.
No, I mean, move out. You need to find somewhere else. You're right. You were right. It's time for you to move on, and I have to give Brandon more attention. I'm sure that's the reason he...
The front door opens and Brendan comes outside, sees them, pulls his jacket on and heads out.
Wait.
Em?
This doesn't have to be the end of things, Jonah. I love you.
It's just different, I know. It's just different. None of us really understand how beautiful life is, not while we're living it, not every second of it. And before you know it, it's too late.
He turns and takes off after Brendan.
Brendan. Where you going, Brendan?
Jonah, you're drunk. Again. Can you just make sure she gets to bed?
Where are you going?
Jonah, stop.
Out.
Out? Out? Where is out, Brendan?
Jonah, come on. Let him go. I'll make coffee.
Listen to her, Brendan. She'll make coffee. We'll sober up. We'll stay here while you what? Vote? Because shit got complicated. Playing footsie with bitches on beaches while your wife, Brendan, waits at home wondering where the fuck you've been. If you're all right.
Jonah.
Jonah pushes Emily away.
I can handle this, Em.
This is none of your business.
It is my business. I've been here to pick up the pieces. Where the hell have you been? Where the hell are you going?
I don't have to explain myself to you.
Fine, but explain yourself to her at least, Brendan. She's not an idiot. She has a right to hear the truth from you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Found the letters, Brendan. She knows.
You found the...
Yes.
You could have hid them better. What's her name?
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Of course it fucking matters. This is what you're throwing it all away. Oh my God, Brendan. You have everything and you're double dipping and her name doesn't even, I mean, Jesus, who are you? Thought I knew you.
You have no idea, okay? What it was like after?
After what? After your unborn baby died? I do know. Brendan, I was there.
I know. You were there, and she turned to you. And who was I? It's like she didn't need me anymore. Everywhere she fucking turned, there you were.
What's her name?
Alex. Alexandria.
You're boring, Brendan. Cheating? That's boring. That's so dull. How expected. How utterly mundane. I wanted to think the world of you, but you're just like everybody else, aren't you?
Look, I get it, okay? Jonah, everybody gets it. Oh, you're broken. You're just so fantastically fucked. Just because your father put his hands all over you doesn't mean he can just like line your way.
Brendan.
Don't say that. Don't say it like that.
Jonah takes pause, then takes off.
Jonah.
Let him go. Emily, for God's sake, would you please just let him go?
Brendan exits. Jonah and Emily. Jonah exits. Darkness. Scene 4. What's dangerous? A shift. A back porch. Ben. Covered in blood. She's wiping it off. Emily runs out of the house.
Here. Give me your shirt, your pants. Put these on. They're still at the church. You can come in.
No, I have to go home. Bud's gonna wonder.
But did you see him? Is he?
Yes, Emily.
And you're sure?
We shouldn't even be talking about this.
Ben looks around, shoves her clothes into a plastic bag Emily gave her, wipes her hands with a wet cloth, puts that in the bag too.
I can take those.
No, I'll burn them. Gonna go home the back way. It'll be fine.
No one saw you?
I don't think so.
Heard you?
It was a gunshot, Em. Someone heard, I'm sure, but I walked. He didn't see me.
The whole town's been waiting for it, haven't they? They have. You know.
They have.
They'll think it was anyone. I mean, Leroy, he pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah.
What did you do with the gun?
It's gone.
Ben?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
I know. Me neither.
Say something profound. You always say something profound. It makes me feel better. Without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness.
That's not what that means.
But it is. Do you see? Leroy, he was an animal. What he did to Jonah, he didn't deserve to live.
Don't we all deserve a second chance?
He got his chance over and over again. He got his chance, Ben. We did the right thing.
I have to go. I have to pack.
We did.
I know. Emily,
Yes.
the wedding was beautiful.
Thank you.
They embrace.
Gonna miss you so much.
I'll be back before you know it.
You promise?
I promise. Take care of him, okay?
I will. I will.
They part. Ben exits. Scene 5. Salvation. A shift. Jonah is drunk. He follows his heart. Winds up back at the shop looking for Bud. Finds him. Bud is hammering the last nail into a board on the garage. Someone sprayed graffiti on one of the boards. It reads, "Good riddance, Dyke," or "Fuck you, faggot," or something equally profane. Jonah sees it and tries to rub it off with his sleeve.
Motherfuckers.
It's not going anywhere, and soon he gives up.
They didn't mean you.
That doesn't make it better. This fucking town, why can't it be easier?
What do you mean?
Why can't it be easier to, love some place? Where are you going?
Florida. Gonna follow the sun. Figure it's time.
That's your solution? Florida? Another cliche.
Yeah, a cliche. But a warm and tan and slightly buzzed cliche if the good God is willing. How's Emily?
You want your Bible check back?
No, keep it. It was a gift.
Thanks. She's fine, I guess. She and Brendan, they're great.
Listen, I'm sorry about everything I am, but change. I need a change.
I get it.
And we were never.
Yeah, I get it. You don't owe me anything.
I'm just a tired old man, Jonah.
Me too.
Why don't you leave?
What?
Maybe you've done all you can do here, Maybe you've done all you can in this place.
Leave Piedmont?
Is it that wild to imagine?
No, I guess not.
Just think about it. And good luck with everything. I mean it, okay?
You too.
They almost hug, but then Bud grabs his suitcase, exits. A long silence.
Leave Piedmont? But where would I go? I've got like 3 skills and a lifetime of hangovers. Every memory I ever made, good and bad, it's all here. I mean, look at those stars. Are there really any stars anywhere that shine as bright? Well, at least I've got vodka. Ben? Hey, Ben? What can I do to get your attention? You waltz in whenever you have divine advice and then you don't tell me what's really going on. You ask for my help and then you disappear. But what about me, Ben? What about me?
He finds the gun, holds it to his head.
Maybe I'll make this easy on you. Come find you instead of waiting around for you to show up.
A bright white light. Ben enters. Jonah sees her, raises the bottle in a mock toast.
And lo, the divine and holy light of God has shone down upon me.
Easy.
The divine and holy light.
Your God loves you, even if you don't acknowledge it.
Your God can love me all day long if he wants to. But at the end of the day, he's still your God. It's easier to believe in God
When he's been kind to you. It doesn't matter. He loves you all the same.
Where you been, pal? You asked me for a favor and then what? You drop off the map for weeks and I have to do everything. I have to figure everything out by myself. How is that fair? How is that fair?
Ben takes the vodka, gently wrestling it from Jonah's grasp. She kneels in front of him.
In my distress, I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From deep in the realm of the dead, I called for help, and you listened to my cry. You hurled me into the depths, into the very heart of the seas, and the currents swirled about me. All your waves and breakers swept over me.
He wanted to die and said, it would be better for me to die than to live.
But God said to Jonah, is it right for you to be angry?
It is, he said. And I'm so angry, I wish I were dead.
A silence.
Jonah, what do you need?
A long silence.
Home, Ben. I need to go home.
Darkness. Part 3. The Face of God. I am awaiting perpetually and forever a renaissance of wonder. Lawrence Ferlinghetti. Scene 1. Jonah and the whale. Jonah enters, stumbles. Suddenly the water roars. Jonah takes it in. He still has the gun. He still has the gun. He still has the gun.
I think my whole life, I have loved nothing the way that I have loved the sea.
Ben is watching Jonah. She narrates. As she does, Jonah follows her words.
Jonah is inebriated. The royal gonzo, the king of toasted. In other words, Jonah is lit. He walks to the edge of the ocean. He sees a whale. The whale has been watching Jonah. Jonah stumbles, takes another drink.
I'm out of fight. You're glowing, really. A beast in the night. Hey, bud. Hey, buddy. I'm not all right.
He pauses, vomits into the surf, watches as it is washed away.
That's it. I'm empty all the way. The Lord's Prayer?
There's a stillness. God is in the whale. God is on the water. God is watching Jonah.
There was trouble on the water ahead of them, and the Lord said, least not shall ye be afraid, for I am always beside you, or something. And he said, go unto the troubled water, as it will wash you clean of all your sins, because ye are very covered in the sins of your father and what he has done to you, and those sins are running down your leg. And so he said, glory be to the Mother, the Son, and the Holy Other. Hail Mary, full of joy, hallowed be thy sins, for you are only woman, for you are not divine, and as I am not born from thy womb, and I will find no salvation, so go I unto the water.
Jonah enters the sea, and as he does, the waters swirl and rise around him. There is a storm on the water. There is a storm in Jonah. The whale consumes Jonah wholly.
So go I into the water. So go I into Jonah. And together, we will seek salvation.
Ben throws her shoulders back. She ties up her hair. She rolls up her sleeves, maybe cracks her neck or her knuckles, lights a cigarette, and walks into the sea. Scene 2. In the belly of the whale. Echoes, the beating of a giant heart. Distant whale song. always the sea. It is dark. The ocean moves around them. A chorus of sound moves through the space. Clicks, whistles, trills, moans.
I'm gonna.
He vomits. It's so hard to move.
Jonah,
I need water.
hear that?
The whale's song grows louder.
I think she's speaking to us.
You-
Megaptera novangele.
Excuse me?
Humpback. A humpback whale. We're inside her.
Is this a stroke?
This is a second chance, an opportunity, Jonah, to start again.
Underwater? Mega Nova Angel what?
Megaterra novangele.
Then
You were drowning,
it wasn't that bad.
drinking and drowning. And so the Lord sent a whale
Me?
to knock some sense into you.
She gestures to the gun.
I think that's mine.
Blood gave it to me.
I know.
A silence.
I need your help. We're on recon.
Recon?
One last mission. You could have your own family, Jonah.
That's cool, Ben.
You could.
How?
What's keeping you there?
What?
In Piedmont.
Everything beautiful, horrible, beautiful in that place. It belongs to me too.
The storm in Jonah is raging.
There's a storm in you, and you need to release it. You didn't ask me where we're going.
Are we going somewhere?
I said we were on recon,
Recon?
where I died.
But where was that, Ben? When you deployed, I thought you said you were going to Afghanistan, but I don't think that's where you really are. You went further than any of us. You really left, huh? You left home. Ben, please, I want to know, you can talk to me. You can talk to me. You can talk to me, right? Was it worth it?
What do you mean?
Leaving everything back home for something else.
Was it worth it? Yeah, I think so. But what made it really worth it, I think, was coming home. Even though coming home is not really myself,
Dead,
not really alive,
dead.
coming home to Piedmont, the feeling of coming home, it's like nothing I can describe. The feeling of coming home after so long, after wanting it for so long.
What if I have that feeling even though I never left?
You can't live with a storm inside of you. You can't live the way you've been living, Jonah.
I know.
And Jonah was in the belly of the beast for 3 days and 3 nights.
I'm not staying in here for 3 days and 3 nights.
Then you need to make a choice, Jonah. Something beautiful is going to happen. You just can't see it yet.
Why can't I see it, Ben? Why can't I see the light just like everyone else?
I'm going to help you.
How?
I'm going to give you something to live for.
Recon?
This kid, he doesn't have any family left. Maybe the two of you can take care of one another, okay? This baby, I'm going to help him find you, okay?
A baby?
I'm going to help him find you, but you got to say it's okay, Jonah.
Oh no, I don't know if it's okay.
Jonah, this is your chance. Find a garage on the other side of town. Sign a lease for a house without wheels. Stay put for a minute. Just stay put.
A baby?
And you got to stop drinking.
What?
You heard me.
Ben,
It's going to get worse.
what do I do?
You got to make a choice. You got to let it out. You can't keep it inside of you any longer.
The storm in Jonah rages into chaos.
I know what choice I have to make.
He has the gun.
Jonah!
Jonah points the gun at his chest and pulls the trigger, a gunshot amplified. The great whale moans. He has made a hole inside himself, and from the hole the storm exits. The storm is everywhere and all around them. Jonah collapses. The great whale writhes. The storm is now inside the whale.
Jonah, this is not how...
She begins to give him CPR.
Jonah, what the fuck?
Around them the storm rages. Jonah is too still. Ben is giving him CPR over and over. It isn't working. A baby, this time unsoothed. This time growing louder, fading in and out. Ben is still. The storm rages on as the whale moans.
Is this it? Is this all there is? I'm feeling less and less corporeal. Jonah, am I really here? Am I really dead? Dead and gone? If I'm dead, who will take care of you?
Jonah begins to glow.
The divine light of the Lord.
Ben is becoming less and less corporeal.
Jonah, listen. Screw your old man. He's just I'm sorry I left you, but there's an awful lot of world out there, Jonah. You haven't seen half of it yet, but the world is a beautiful place. And because I saw it, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm so tired. Jonah, I'm so tired, and you are such a selfish asshole.
The storm rages and Jonah glows brighter, begins to cough.
Son of a bitch!
That fucking hurt.
Jonah, what the hell? How selfish can you be? What the hell were you thinking?
What's happening? Am I dying? Am I dead?
You damn well should be.
There's a hole in me.
It's where the storm got out. You're glowing.
What?
Fuck you, Jonah. You have to learn how to take care of yourself. You have so much life in you. There is so much world out there for you to live. And you, with my gun, and you don't get to do that. Do you have any idea what I would give to...
Ben.
I'm dead, Jonah. I'm fucking dead. And now what?
Recon?
The baby cries.
Yeah. Recon.
What if you come home with me and...
I can't. Don't you see? I'm dead, so promise me something. Don't waste this. Don't waste any of it. None of us have any idea how precious life is until it's gone. You're getting a second chance. Do you have any idea?
You know what your dad said to me? He said, you'll land on your feet. People your age always do. I don't know if I can keep landing on my feet.
Well, I know.
And
aren't you?
I'm glowing. Ben?
Ben is gone.
Ben, you can't leave me here. Ben, you can't leave me again. Ben, what are you, out of your mind? What am I supposed to do with... I don't know how to...
The baby cries out. Jonah makes a decision.
All right. In the darkness, here I go. Fathoms above and depths below. I guess I need to find my way out.
Jonah is searching for an exit through the storm. There is a light, pulsing blue. The whale song is deafening. The storm surrounds. Jonah follows the light. The baby's cries grow louder and still Jonah follows while all around the sea rages. The light grows brighter until it reveals the mouth of the whale. Jonah moves beyond the mouth of the beast and is consumed now by the sea around him. He sinks, falling through blue, whale song fading, everything around him fading. Shrouded in white, the tiny form of Samir brushes against his hand and he reaches out, curls his entire body around this small form, clinging until the sea washes them to shore. As the sea moves them, the water calms and, soon, softly, Jonah wakes. He coughs a stream of water. He watches a light on the horizon. The baby begins to cry.
Hey, little baby. It's okay, don't cry. You're not alone anymore. We're not alone anymore. Wow. Look at that sunrise. You know what it's saying? Come back. Come back here. Come and understand what is so good about this place. Come and find the magic of the place that made you. I've followed my ghosts and my demons, but now I'm done. I'm done and it's time to go home. The sun is rising. It's going to be a beautiful morning. Night is slinking off to another part of the world, and that sun, she's getting ready to shine all day. Welcome to Piedmont, little baby. What was your name? Samir? Welcome to our family, kid. Welcome home.
Jonah and the baby watch the sunrise. The seas are calm. The sky is glorious. The day is dawning. End of play.
Thank you so much. That was very moving. Thank you. Before we start the talk back, just want to make a disclaimer. As you probably noticed, in several cases, actor identity didn't match a character identity. And that's something that we had to go with because of the limitations of the class, because we had a casting pool from our students. Okay, so Sage and Sam, you're on, and please, if you have questions or comments, make sure that you signal in the chat box, and then you will be asked the question. But before questions begin, if Sage and Sam have anything to share, please go ahead.
Yeah, so Sam and I have prepared some discussion questions, and we also wanted to incorporate the NEA Big Reads book, The Things They Carried, into the conversation. So The Things They Carried, if you haven't read it, is an autobiographical story by Tim O'Brien about being drafted into the Vietnam War, rejecting the draft, and then almost moving to Canada. And so when he finally does join the military, the story shifts to the soldiers in his platoon, and he documents the things, both physical items and emotional baggage, that each person carried along their journey. So the obvious connection between the book and Darcy's play is war. And at some point, Darcy, I would be interested in hearing more about your connection to war as a subject. But Sam and I also identified several other thematic connections between the pieces.
Yeah, so the way we are structuring this talkback is we're just going to share some themes that we could further explore that Sage and I have included in our packet that we had sent out to everyone. And then in addition to sort of discussing those themes, we also have a section to end with some critical response to the play. So I'm going to hand it over to Sage to sort of share our first thematic topic.
Yeah, so I thought a lot about obligation and nationalism while reading both this play and the book. So in this play, Bud and Ben are very proud to fight for their country and have a little bit more of a romantic view of America, whereas Jonah sees America as a country that has rejected him. And then Tim O'Brien also takes the viewpoint of Jonah and rejects the idea of nationalism, and eventually only decides to fight in the war because he doesn't want to disappoint his family and community. So I just wanted to ask about the conversation that this play brings up about obligation and what, if any, relationships come with inherent obligations. And especially in current society when we're reacting to how different countries are dealing with this global pandemic, I'm just curious about if you think it's important for Americans to have a sense of nationalism.
That's great, thank you. Is that question for all of us? Is that?
Yeah, I think if you would like to give your own opinion first, or talk about any thoughts that you have right away, that would be wonderful, and then we can open up to everyone else.
Yeah, fantastic, and thank you. I didn't want to interrupt before, but thank you to everyone. Phenomenal reading, just absolutely wow. Thank you for your energy. Yeah, and for this question, which is such like to the heart of the play, and a question I'm still trying to find an answer to. You know, our relationship with our country is sort of so complicated, right? And then so complicated, especially now. I think this puts a new lens on it, obviously. Yeah, and it's kind of that question, you know, that I think about all the time. You know, can I affect the most change from within or from without? And I think ultimately, you know, my decision is to like stay and make art, you know, and kind of continue to strengthen this relationship. But yeah, there are a lot of folks in my community, you know, sort of immediately and then all around the country that have, you know, similar questions. And yeah, what does it look like? You know, kind of what does your country promise you? And then, you know, what are they asking you to exchange in order to get that? I think I just answered your question with more questions, actually.
I mean, that's what we do in the class, so I appreciate it. Yeah, and I think if anybody else wants to pop in, you can go ahead and just unmute yourself. Nathan, go ahead.
Nathan, I think you have to unmute yourself, my friend.
Sorry, I have two mute functions here that I'm juggling. Here we are. I think one of the questions that I have when thinking about that question, you know, what is the value of being attached to nationalism? The question that I have is, well, what does that nationalism mean to you? You know, breaking it down into to what are those values? I think for a lot of people, American nationalism can have some tie to community and family, which is what we see the characters in the play valuing, and obviously there we can come up too with some pretty disagreeable or negative elements of nationalism. I mean, I remember my history class in 8th grade, and they talk about how nationalism contributed to the First Great World War, and I'm sure a handful of other things. But I think that's a question that we ought to ask as well. You know, what does that nationalism mean to you? What does that mean to what are the elements of that you value, and making a judgment based upon those individual values, and not necessarily the fact that it is nationalism.
Yeah, and it's hard, right, when you're already living, you know, we're living in such a young nation, you know, we're living in a country that's built like on the backs of other folks, right, and like marginalized voices, I think are the sort of loudest voices when it comes to talking about, you know, how complicated that relationship is, because, you know, you want to love the place where you live, the place that made you, the place that holds everything that you love, everything you've known, and the people that love you too. But yeah, I think there's just so much to be asked about whether or not that love is being returned, and kind of how complicated it is, and how much work there still is to do to get it to a better place. But yeah, just community by community too, then, since I'm living here in Southeastern Connecticut, we have a big tie to folks working for the military, folks providing services, or being enlisted. And so it's a big percentage of what we see here, and it impacts our community in big ways, positive, of course, and negative as well.
Yeah, I also wonder if the town that you're from makes a difference. Like you're writing a lot about small towns, America, Darcy. And I'm from a small town, and I feel like there's a little bit more of a pressure to give back, or you have some kind of obligation to that small town, whereas maybe it's not the same in a larger city, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, on what level of giving back to America, like that call to service? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and I've just heard people talk a lot about, when you come from a small town, that community expects you to like go out and do great things and then bring something back to the small town, whereas I don't know if that is necessarily the same feeling if you're from a large city.
I think that's a big part of it. And then I think a lot of it too is class structure, right? Because, obviously we have class divide in both city and out here in the country, but, a lot of the reason we see folks joining up is because they're literally promised, education or funding or, medical support when they get back. So yeah, I think it's both of those things. Yeah, definitely there's a philosophy of how can you, small town pride, I guess. Yeah, we do see that a lot here. So folks who are very excited to go out and fight for their country, which is just a big part of who we are here. Yeah, and then I think folks who are kind of trying to imagine what life looks like if they don't make that choice, or what life looks like on the other side of coming home from that choice.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's also an interesting difference between the Vietnam War and now, just in that most people who served in Vietnam were drafted, but there was still obviously societal pressure of, as there has been in any great war, of the people who aren't joining up being looked down on maybe. And then with Vietnam, obviously, then there was the counter movement, the big protests. Whereas then with Ben, she joins up maybe partially for, that desire to see the world. And then also because she has to escape this murder that she just committed. So I think there's a big difference between, even though I don't think it expresses Bud whether or not he was drafted or not, I still think that also kind of plays into in terms of then nationality tying into this idea of enlisting, sort of maybe Bud because he was obligated to do so now has to cling on to that oh, but my country's going to do something for me back because I did this thing, whereas Ben maybe is able to kind of see a little bit more of the flip side now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, do you want to go ahead and talk about another one of your questions?
Yeah. So we're going to shift a little bit in the conversation. I just want to bring up the theme and sort of how religion is explored throughout the play. Obviously, the parallels between the biblical story, Jonah and the whale. So I have a quote here that I want to share with everybody from Joshua Tillam, who writes for Spirit of the Scripture. And I want to read it to you. He says, "For hundreds of years, Sunday schools all over the country have taught children the biblical story of Jonah and the whale. But the deeper meaning beyond the literal story takes us beyond a man who was swallowed by a big fish. In its esoteric sense, the story is about human condition and the initiation process into Christ consciousness that we all are destined to go through. Jonah experiences an initiation process and subsequent rebirth from his lower nature to his higher nature." So the story of Jonah and the whale is present in teachings in numerous religions, including Christianity, Judaism, Islam. So my question is, how does the biblical foundation and framework contribute to the universality of the play? And in what ways are faith and religion explored through the transformation of characters?
Yeah, can we hear Joni's comment, and then Nathan has a question as well.
It's really interesting that this gets brought up, because I was literally just reading a commentary on Jonah and the Whale recently, and one of the comments that was brought up that I thought was intriguing was that people do get really hung up on this idea of the whale part of the story, because that is really, really, you know, it's the exciting part. Getting barfed up by a whale would be a pretty big deal, but the commenter pointed out that the most crucial part of the story comes after, when, if you're not familiar, Jonah actually has been sent to Nineveh, which is this town that kills prophets. Like, they're horrible, they're the worst sinners ever, and he goes and he proclaims they're all going to die in 40 days because they're just the worst. And when he gets to Nineveh, finally, he's able to convert all of them. And you would think that as a traditional missionary of God or something, that he would be thrilled by this, but instead it just pisses him off. It makes him really mad that these people actually convert, because he had said, no, you're all going to die. And God's like, actually, no, I'm not going to kill them. And he ends up outside the city really frustrated. And it's the only book in the Old or New Testament that ends with a question. And the question is, should I not save Nineveh? Which I thought was really intriguing, especially in context of the grappling that the characters have in this play of what is and what isn't worth redemption or saving. So I think that Jonah and the Whale is a really interesting story to pair this post-war text with.
Nathan, did you have a comment as well?
Just a really brief question for Darcy, and I'm still trying to piece together. I think what Joni said is lovely. I'm still trying to piece together for myself, some of the meanings of the story here. But for Darcy, really quick, the scripture, the stuff that was quoted by Jonah, and to some extent Ben, the text of the story, is that a particular translation of the story, or did you kind of originate the actual text as a retelling of the story? What was the process there?
Thank you, Nathan, for that question. I think some of it, what was directly taken and not changed to the passages specifically about Jonah, I believe the translation is just the King James Bible. And then I took and sort of bastardized, I did sort of in my own version of scripture, I guess, towards the end there, where I just really wanted to kind of play around with, what that would look like and sound like coming from Jonah's mouth when Jonah was in such a place of uncertainty and anger.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sam, you brought up the universality of this story, and I think this was such an interesting choice because it shows up in so many different faiths and religion. And Sam and I also talked about the I guess, I don't know what we said, not the difference, but like faith versus religion. And
right.
That was brought up in the things they carried, as well as people celebrating religion and their faith in different ways. And I was curious if anyone had any comments of that concept in the story.
Yeah, and I think just quickly to piggyback off of that, Sage, too, is that it's really interesting because I think in the play there's this maybe sort of ambiguous idea of religion as it kind of takes place. Are we in a church? What is it? And being that the story is so universal, that it's multidimensional, and I think it really reaches a lot of people. So I'm just interested to know how anybody feels about that.
Yeah, I'm always happy to speak about this for a long time, but I don't want to, sort of steamroll over anybody else.
Mhm.
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, specific to my experiences, I guess I was raised in the church. I like to joke a lot that I was raised by nuns. But I've spent a lot of time in the Bible. I've also, just sort of like traveled around these stories, and I think about how much, because I've also studied folklore, and just how much they're sort of a part of our, like, when you talk about like sort of America's roots, like the way that these stories are woven into our roots, become sort of our folk and fable tales, or they become part of that pantheon, I guess. And this idea of Jonah, sort of, and what that relationship to faith and religion looks like, is always something that I'm sort of swimming through, if you'll forgive the pun. And I think it's not just, a lot of what's happening is this call to not necessarily like, God's like, oh, Jonah, go be a prophet, right? Like go spread my good word, as in like I am God and I am all great. But Jonah, you're such a whiny jerk. Get over yourself. Can you go talk to other people? Can you go help them? Kind of figure out how to, I don't know, how to live without as much anger as everyone seems to be carrying. So I think it's sort of that complicated relationship that we have to ourselves and to other people, and that is sort of, for me, what this story is unraveling, if that's helpful at all.
Yeah, thank you. I was also thinking when I was reading this, if Tim O'Brien would have written a chapter about Jonah, I think it definitely would have been about the anger that he carried.
Yes, definitely. I think Jonah got a lot of second chances, so I think God knew he could stand up. He just had to keep pushing him.
Mm-hmm.
Darcy,
Oh, go ahead.
I just have a question for Darcy, that sort of goes with religion when it comes to sort of the supernatural and the mysterious, as in, the story of Jonah. There's some question, is it a whale? Is it a fish? But nonetheless, it's a sort of supernatural being. And then within the story, we have, our character coming back, and there's surrounded in this idea of the supernatural. So what was your inspiration for that idea of supernatural, and was there a connection with the religion part of it?
Sure. And I am by no means, of course, like a scholar of theology, but I mean, I think that, the Bible is sort of full of mysticism, right? I mean, the whale eats Jonah, and I think there's no way to dissect that isn't sort of so over the top. I don't know. It kind of makes me feel like God is a drama queen. But I live here in southeastern Connecticut, so, the connection to the whale too is a big part of it. And yeah, there's that debate over, sort of what kind of, I love that there's this sort of long-standing debate about what kind of horrible fish ate Jonah. Like that's the conversation. But I think here anyway, it would be something either a humpback or sperm whale. And I think we've had a lot of conversations.
I think we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, yes. So lots of folks here were like really pushing for the sperm whale, for the sperm whale, but I just feel like sperm whales are really angry, and I feel like Jonah's already coming from this really angry place, so I wanted for the whale to be this symbol of, sort of hope, and what comes next. And I think that, since we see those here, it's a symbol of hope, right? It always makes me feel cool. Yeah.
Thank you. Christy, did you have a question?
Yeah, I did. Darcy, despite the internal turmoil and anger that Jonah is dealing with, Jonah is redeemed at the end. And my question is this redemption simply because it's paralleling the parable from the Bible? Or is there some sort of commentary towards softening towards people that can be labeled by society as problematic or ostracized because they're a bit difficult to deal with. If you understand what I'm saying, like it's hard to help people you don't like, and it's hard to help people that you don't understand. So is there any unconscious or conscious part of you commenting towards that at all?
Oh yeah. Oh, very conscious. Thank you. I love that question. Yeah, I am a fan of the troublemakers. I am a troublemaker. So yeah, I think a big part of it is kind of to just to think about the way that we look at folks and like where their roots are and kind of what path they've taken and how we as Americans also define success. Right. Again, this idea of glory, this idea of success. Sort of so much of how America views everything is sort of very linear and very narrow. And we have this, one very specific idea of what that looks like. And I think there are so many different versions of, what success and glory can look like. And also it's a gift, I think, this ending. I wanted to give Jonah's just very close to my heart. So I wanted to give Jonah something, something beautiful. And as to whether or not he's redeemed, I think that's actually still a question. I think he will be, and there's another play coming. So I think that's, there's still more that he has to do, but he's on his way. If that's hopeful.
Well, thank you for that personally, because I think we need more of a shift to champion the outcasts, the outsiders.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
And we're talking about kind of where Jonah's gonna go and Jonah's fate. And something I find interesting is that there are other characters in the play that are telling Jonah, "Hey, Jonah, God loves you," and Jonah isn't very accepting of that message. And I guess I think it's interesting that ultimately whether it's God or Ben or Ben acting as a messenger for God, but something miraculous, something supernatural, as we've said, happens at the end of the play. And as you said, Darcy, Jonah is given this gift, and the hope, or I guess the hope of the viewer moving forward is that Jonah accepts that gift and it ends up doing for him what Ben hopes that it does for him. She's hoping that it gives him some new lease on life, or whatever you want to call it. And so I guess I find that commentary interesting, that Jonah is really refusing that message that God loves him and then at the end of the play something happens that could come from God, could not, and it's a benefit, or you could even say could be a blessing to him in some context. I just think that that's a interesting thing that happens here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and I think a big part of it is responsibility, right? And and just how the ending the ending is sort of like, well, and with Jonah too, I think it's not even that people are saying, why won't you let God love you? I think it's that Jonah is just so angry, right? Because and again, that anger can kind of become all consuming, but feeling personally failed too, and feeling like he can see everyone else's relationship with God, but he can't see his own relationship. And then at the end, God saying, it's not my job to show you what that relationship is, right? Like, so for Jonah stepping in and also I think getting something that he really needed throughout the entire play, because the play begins with Jonah losing his home, and so he's just like, he's looking for it. And so this is one step closer, I think, to Jonah's ultimate goal of having that thing, that home, and that family.
Thank you, Darcy. For our last few minutes here, Sam and I also wanted to discuss a few critical response questions because normally in the play lab process, you have a full 2 weeks with actors to develop the script and talk about some of the critical responses. So we just wanted to ask all of you about some of the images or moments from the reading that were most compelling to you and which ones might have felt confusing still.
I would say the Jonah meeting the baby at the end is kind of unclear. Like I understand where and how and why, them actually finding their way to each other's sort of unclear to me, or unfinished, like incomplete. I do love the tie of Emily's baby being lost, and then that assumption being that the crying would be from the baby that was to be birthed and to be born but didn't make it, and then it tying into an experience that Ben had. I love that, but it's still kind of, I don't know it's still kind of like not fully connected for me, if that makes sense. And as far as like moments that I really, really, really love, one of my favorite tender moments is when Bud is getting ready to leave. That final conversation between Bud and Jonah is just incredibly tender and very, it's very loaded and laconic. Like there's a lot said there without much dialogue. I kind of finally get a sense that Bud actually did care. I love that. That was really, really poignant for me. Yeah, off the top of my head.
I would say just the relationships in general are just really, really gorgeous. I just felt like the connections are so clear, and it's just, they're really, all the characters are very complicated and like controversial in a way, in terms of they all sort of have their good parts and their more challenging parts. I think that that's very well accomplished.
Yeah, and the moment between the three, that is so beautifully written. Emily and Ben and Jonah. Oh, it's so lighthearted and nice and a great change of pace. You kind of get a very definitive, it's very well defined how much they love each other. It was like, oh, all that gloom and doom, it's very needed.
Thank you. Can I say thank you? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And that's actually really great about the ending even too, because I am as confused as you are about that baby. And then that baby comes back a year later and he's the same age and it means something, and I will figure out what. So, yeah, but thank you. Yeah, thank you for that.
Well, thank you, everyone. That was really beautiful. I think it was a beautiful way to finish our class. And thank you, Darcy, for letting us read your play. I know I certainly enjoyed that, and I know everyone else did as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your words and your time.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.